Are you struggling to be your authentic self? There's a bunch of people online telling us to be ourselves, to be our authentic selves at all times. But then there's a group of people who tell us to basically dump who you are at the current moment and become someone else. Who to listen to, right? This is a very complicated subject, and I want to dig into this today so that we can help each other understand and grow. So why should you even listen to me? What do we do here on this channel? So basically, I want to become as articulate as humanly possible and bring you along on the ride. So as a good input in your life, I want to be good exposure for you to increase your articulacy as well, increase your vocabulary level. So basically, we do a word of the week. It's like word of the day for grown-ups, and we drill down into a concept. And this week's concept is authenticity. And I think authenticity is a hugely important concept when it comes to articulacy and in daily life in general. So, yeah, where I come from a trailer park in Louisiana, and I've dropped out of school multiple times. I'm not some silver spoon brat. And right now, I have 2 kids, a wife, basically the life that I've always wanted. And I make more money than I could ever imagine in my normal job. So I'm just making these videos, not only for you, but for my kids in the future. So let's get on with it. Today we're going to be talking about how you would know if you should be authentic or not, and what you can do about it in going forward. So, all right. Oh yeah, I don't do any cuts, edits, or anything. So, yeah, just buckle in, and we're gonna have a conversation about this. Why should you? How do you know if you're being authentic to yourself, and if that's a good thing or not? So, I have a story about this. Whenever I got out of high school, I got into college, I failed all my classes. I didn't fail all my classes. I failed the very difficult ones like calculus and stuff like that because I wasn't going to school. And in the end, I would blame my teachers. Ultimately, I had to drop out of school because I didn't have enough money to keep going. And who do you think I blamed? Did I blame myself? No, I blamed my parents. Later on, I'm working a shitty sushi job, working at a restaurant. I kept having to go in every day, working 50 hours a week, 6 days a week. It wasn't fun. And who did I blame then? Did I blame myself? No, I was blaming society. But then, whenever I was 25, I came across an ideology that had a very powerful concept. It was a concept that is that you are the driver of your own life. And this might seem like a really simple concept for someone at 25 to understand, but I didn't have a strong father figure. I'm not trying to blame anyone here, but also these kind of like, I guess, wise things just went over my head as a young man. And at this point, I was like, oh, okay. So it kind of like came crashing down that everything bad that had happened in my life was because of me. I chose not to go to school, to enroll and then not go to class. I chose to not study, and then ultimately, all these other things that happened were my own fault. So, should I have been? I was being what I thought was my authentic self, as what society was saying. But if you dig even deeper, I was just trying to impress peers that really didn't have my best interest in mind. Maybe they did, but I didn't know what they wanted for me anyway. And who cares what other people want for you? You should know what you want in your own life and chase that. I didn't have that. I didn't know what I wanted in really precise detail. So because I didn't have a clear vision for the future, I didn't have any track record of doing things for myself in the past, my current moment was a blur. So I wouldn't really know what my authentic self even would look like if I asked myself really deeply, like, what do you want right now? Who are you? Those are questions that I guess, did not ask myself, and I just numbed myself with video games, drugs, and other things. So, yeah. So how do we find our authentic selves? And It's not that difficult. So, I mean, I say that, but it is pretty difficult to understand what you want in life because there's so many different options and different choices that you eventually need to um, be real with yourself, right? A lot of people just say like chase your passions, but that's not going to get you uh, to what you want to do right away. It's a long, grueling process. So first, the first step from my experience is to assess your past. So just as an example, my past was I had dropped out of a computer science program, and I did have some programming knowledge, and I had the internet, so I felt like I could learn pretty much anything. So that's what I did in my spare time. I just learned how to program more, and basically grifted my way into tech. First, like getting a local job, and then moving on to bigger companies, getting more credentials. For example, I didn't go to college again, but I went to an apprenticeship. So like certifications and stuff can also help in this area. So basically, moral of the story is that in order to be your authentic self, you need to first have a goal. So a goal state. So a clear vision of the future, and then you need to begin building a track record of things or experiences and skills that you can call your own. And then at that point, in each moment, you can guide yourself with your values and how you actually think at that point. And just try not to be influenced by external forces because you basically have to take on this main character like kind of delusion. I mean, obviously there's other people in the world, but from your perspective and for your future's sake, like who is the most important here? And who should you love the most? Yourself. So, I mean, that might sound selfish, but I mean, that's how you achieve great things, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm using the word so a lot, and I'm noticing that. And I'm going to have to do some reverse engineering here to get that out of my vocabulary. So, yeah. All right. I'll see you next time.